Hello folks, my name is Greg Sember and I'll be working with you this semester for the summer session of POL 220 International Relations. I wanted to touch base with you just to give you a few expectations as far as the class and just give you a little bit of an idea of some of the things that are going to be coming. First of all, we're going to have a really good mix of assignments. And by good mix of assignments, I mean that each week for each chapter there will be a series of study questions. These study questions I am going to use for the reading quiz that I will give you each week. And each chapter will have its own reading quiz. Roughly maybe 20 points toward the final grade, maybe 30 points for the final grade, but that will be clear for each given week. So you're going to have the reading questions and the reading quizzes first. Second of all, about every other week you're going to have a short paper assignment. Some of the paper assignments are going to be dealing with concepts like sovereignty. Some of the concepts will include things like terrorism. Another concept that will come up during the course of the semester will be the idea of oil conservation, and also oil usage. So we're going to be talking about all of these things. These papers are going to be based on a series of articles that I'm going to give you. So each week that there's a paper assignment, there will be maybe a handful, maybe a few more, of actual magazine, newspaper type articles that will outline some different solutions or some different scenarios or some different ideas. What I'm going to ask you to do in these short papers is to basically synthesize or take some of these articles and put them into your own words and apply them to a given problem. When we have a paper, of course, that's going to be another 20-point assignment. I believe there are going to be 4 of those during the course of the semester. The next week, after we have a paper, what I will do is I'm going to create a discussion board. And when I create the discussion board, as I read the papers, I'm going to take some of the strongest ideas from folks, and I am going to basically open those up for class discussion. So as you see your name on the discussion board, that means that you had some pretty strong ideas, and of course that's going to generate discussion in the discussion boards that I am going to jump in on too. Usually what I will do is require 3 discussion board posts, usually in reference to just what other folks have written. What I found is that when people get on an issue that they're especially interested in, usually these discussion boards will go a little bit longer, maybe more than 3, maybe 5. It just kind of depends on what you're most interested in. I'm also going to give you a midterm and a final. The midterm and the final are both going to be 100 points each, and I will give you probably 15 short answer questions for the midterm, 15 short answer questions for the final. The midterm will cover obviously the first half of class. The final is just going to cover the second half. These are going to be 2 of the biggest assignments that you have during the course of the semester, and I will ask you to answer 10 of the 15 short answer questions that I give you, and each short answer question is going to be worth 10 points. With this, the midterm and the final, any study questions that I've given you, any articles that I've given you, any outside links or simulations that I've given you are all going to be fair game in reference to this assignment. And then lastly, I'm going to give you a research assignment, I believe in week 2, that is going to be dealing with dehumanization. When countries go to war, oftentimes what they will do is they will dehumanize the population that they are actually attempting to fight against. They will create them as animals, or maybe they'll portray them in literature or song or in cartoon or advertisement as something of a form of something less than human. Of course, if they're less than human, it makes them easier to fight. What I'm going to ask you to do for this dehumanization assignment is I'm going to ask you to find me some examples of wartime dehumanization. And these could be examples where the United States dehumanized some of its enemies. These could be examples where some enemies of the United States may have dehumanized us. I will leave that to your discretion. But again, this will be worth 100 points, and this is going to be the 3rd big assignment in addition to the midterm and in addition to the final. Each week, with the exception of the final exam, all of the assignments are going to be due on Monday. So, for example, today is June the 1st. June the 1st is a Monday. On Sunday night, obviously prior to the Monday, at 11:55, I'm going to have the assignments for the following week up. But every week, they will be due on Monday by midnight Monday night. So basically, you're going to have about 7 days every single week. The lone exception being the final. I believe the last day of the class is midweek, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, and I'll check on that as it gets closer. But it will be due right on the last day. The final exam will be. Contact me if you have any issues. Email is good. I'm very good as far as getting email. Cell phone is good, and I've given you my cell phone. To give you an idea, I used to teach with Rowan Cabarrus Community College. I'm no longer there, but I'm actually up with Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland. And if you've got any questions, I still have my Salisbury Concord 704 number. Don't hesitate to give me a call, preferably not in the middle of the night, but certainly give me a call if you need to. Drop me an email. I'm fairly user-friendly about this, and I am going to be teaching in Maryland during the course of the summer, but I will be home to North Carolina off and on as well, so I may try and make some time to stop by the Davidson campus if anybody is interested in that. Lastly, this is the first of what may be several YouTubes that I give you over the course of the semester. One of the hardest things I think about taking an online class is not having that human contact element. So with this in mind, I will probably try during the course of the semester, if this is something that you like, to maybe put together some 5 or 10 minute lecture clips from different things from the respective chapters. Again, I'll need your feedback on this, and if this is something that works, that's something that I'll gladly do. Again, as I come to you today, my name is Greg Sember. This is Political Science 220, or International Relations. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, if you've got any thoughts, give me a holler. I look forward to working with you over the course of the summer this year, and hopefully we will be able to explore a little bit about the world. Thank you.